very quick tutorial in which I show you guys how to set up a light. This in no way is mine. This was on the internet, and you'll see Unity 5 light switch turn lights on and off by Lou Roney or Lurony. Pretty great tutorial, very simple. I'm grabbing the script that he has here. Again, I'm not expecting you guys to be computer scientists. I just want you to be able to use things like this in your pieces. So let's just see how we can do a very simple tutorial on how to get light to turn on and off in our scene. First thing I'm going to do, I already have my first person character in here. And remember that to be able to get that, you would have to go to Assets, Import Package, and Characters to be able to get that. So I have that. You guys don't have to deal with the fact that I am dying with a cold right now. I'm going to bring in my prefab of my character into my scene. I don't need the camera anymore because that's going to be my camera. And I do need a ground. So I'm going to go to create a plane, scale that up a bit. And since we're talking about lights here, let's take our directional light and let's rotate that. If I rotate that upwards, you'll notice it starts to get darker. So noon would be straight down, and then you would be going all the way up to midnight if you were to push that up to the top. So pretty helpful to have that toned down for us. Okay. So I have this set up here. I'm just going to make a couple simple objects here. First thing I'm going to do is go into my create 3D object cube. And let's just push this down. And when testing, it's always a good idea. Make sure that you're doing this kind of close to your character. You don't want to have to sit there and walk around all the time. Okay, so I have this box. I'm going to create a sphere collider for it. And you'll notice it kind of went away. It's right here inside of my object. It's this little tiny highlighted thing inside of here. So I'm going to make that maybe a 2 for my size. That looks pretty good. Now with that, I'm going to make sure that this is set as a trigger because I want to use this collider as a trigger when my character comes through. And right now we want to make sure that my character in my scene is going to be tagged as a player. Alright. Now, I'm going to make another light in this scene. So I'm going to right click, go to light, and I'm going to put a point light in. Now imagine we had a really fancy light that we had in here. It could be set by default as a like a table lamp or something like that. And this is just a way that we can link these things in. So imagine on this table we had a lamp. So I have this thing set up. I'm going to turn this to maybe red. Okay. Now right now, it's on. And you can turn the light on and off right here. We can also, let's uncheck this. And that's going to be important for our script, because if I pull up that script, what that's looking for is the game object light. And what that's going to say is if it can't find it, it's off. That's what it's supposed to be, is off. And then when I hit the E button on my keyboard, that's what I want to set active, make that true, and then turn that on. So that's a simple way that we're going to do this. This entire script, by the way, I'll provide for you guys. It's a very easy script. Just cut and paste. And so if we notice inside of my scene under assets, you'll see scene, scripts, and standard assets. Under scripts is that turn light script that I have. So what I'm going to need to do with that is actually drag that onto my box. So I'm going to take this and just left click drag. And now if we select it, you notice all of a sudden I have turn light script. It's underneath my inspector, underneath that sphere collider we just created. So now that I have that, if I select my light, it says none are selected. I'm going to click on that. And point light. That's what I want. Okay. So now, if I were to hit play, let's see what happens. Okay. When I hit the E button, it turns on and it turns off. Now, that's pretty cool because I don't know if this is blowing out your ears with these footsteps, but this is killing me. This is pretty cool because what we just did was we took script, we didn't even modify anything. We just made sure that our light was properly linked in our lights, and that we had the light set to off at first, so it'll turn itself on. And we also made sure our first-person controller was set as a player. Now, let's say that we want to do more of these. So maybe I have this thing. I'm going to duplicate it. And inside of here, point light, let me change this. Okay. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to hit play again. I hit E on the keyboard, it works. And I hit E on the keyboard, and it works. So notice what I just did. I made a prefab. So this was my first light, and by duplicating that, having it all set up and ready to go, don't sit there and drag a bunch of stuff in and then have to relink it all in at once. Make sure that you have everything ready to go, and that prefab, if we have it all linked and we have that code right here, we can just literally duplicate and then move these around our scene. So this is how we can make really easy prefab lights that can turn on and off.